Hello, 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 everyone. We are live. It's your girls, Montique, Dr. Joy PhD, and Chatty Callie. That's what we're gonna call her today. Um, we're here to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. What's the name of it? Something about Holtz.
Speak now or forever hold
There we
your
go. Speak
peace.
now or forever hold your peace. Okay, I knew
Hmm
it was something about Holtz. Everything we say is allegedly our opinion, all for fun.
Oh, I got a
Callie,
school.
I want to start off with Stormy and what happened with her. I know everything about the show, but what happened?
Oh, okay. Is anybody looking yet?
Oh, I hadn't shared it. So maybe let's rate it. And then we'll do that.
Um,
Rate it first. Let's go Facebook.
I give it a 6. It
Okay.
was a better episode, but the reason I say that is because I like the team that appears to be behind Melody because they rocking and rolling. That's what it. The numbers looks.
Oh,
It
the
sounds
numbers,
good.
that was really
Yeah,
good.
yeah. So that was for me at least. That was a
Can I
good
tell
thing.
y'all what that reminded me of?
What?
Y'all ever seen when Trump was in office? He had this press conference once. Where he let cameras in, and at the meeting, they sat around and told him how great he was. That's what that reminded
But
me of.
this is what this show is about. It's about people sitting down
They're
and
trying to get
talking
back to
about their
its
accomplishments.
authentic
That's what
nature.
people ask for. And
Yeah.
this is what they're doing. And now
I'm
they're
just saying that's what it
talking about,
reminded me of.
I don't even know what that is because I didn't really follow Trump, but I love to see that. We need to see more of that. We
Right.
really, really
I
do.
mean, I agree with that. I think we do.
I give it like a
Anyway,
7.
so you want me to tell you about Stormy?
Yeah, I think I've shared it. I think people know. I ain't okay.
Excuse me. Oh my God, I got the worst little itchy throat hurt. So Stormy went live today on Instagram. And I logged into her live maybe 50, 60 seconds after she started. And she was cursing up a storm going
Oh,
off.
sorry.
And then it was in her curses, I heard her say Black Titanic. And so for anyone that doesn't know Black Titanic, she is the blogger that's on YouTube. And she has been in a lot of their business, which we all have. I mean, let's just be clear. But hers, she lives near there. So if they're out and about, she goes out and about to do whatever it is that she wants to do. Be that take pictures of them, follow them, etc. Well, she went to Stormy's business today. I think it was the warehouse. And from what Stormy was saying, she was in the parking lot. It sounded like she was sitting in the car. They never showed her, but you could clearly hear Stormy yelling, screaming. Then she started crying about it, and she was calling her the bees and said she didn't have no teeth. And mhm. So, and when she started crying, I'm not really a big Stormy fan, but I just don't like to see people hurting. It just. So when she started crying, I was like, oh my God, don't cry. You're going to make me cry. I started to cry with her.
But
And
why
I
did
just
she
sit
go
there like this
live,
little
Callie?
note.
What was the point of going live?
I think her purpose in going live was just to let us know that she thinks what is happening to them on the show is out of place. It shouldn't happen. What Black Titanic is doing was wrong. She didn't support it. She says people are crazy. We shouldn't do that. Now,
I actually agree with that though.
But
I
what about
do.
paparazzi? That was a good
thank you.
thing that you brought up.
Well, and I believe that too. So if you think about paparazzi, these men that just run around the world following these celebrities, taking pictures of them, they make money off of that stuff. And a lot of money depending on who the star is. So this is where race comes into play for me. If you think about paparazzi, they've mostly been out there to go at white stars because that's who they're making the money off of. And it's never really been that same kind of following for Black stars, whether reality or anything. You just never hear. I mean, I ain't never even heard about that with Denzel Washington. He's one of the biggest stars out there.
Even Beyonce.
Even Beyonce. So I think that Black stars are not used to that kind of attention. Because the way Stormy was making it sound, she felt like she was being stalked. Nobody needs to come to her business. or anything, and I respect that. I get that.
I understand.
But yeah, I really do understand. But if you think about it, people pay paparazzi to come follow them because some advertisement, any advertisement, in a way, is good advertisement.
Martell and Sheree paid them, but we ain't gonna talk about it. Move on.
Did she? I mean, I think that's interesting. But seriously though, some paparazzi are paid to do what they do, and the people want them there because it ups their brand a little bit. It ups their brand quite a bit, but that doesn't normally happen for Black stars. It's happening now because of social media. So if we just think about it, Black Titanic was out there following and chasing and doing whatever, just like a regular paparazzi would. But paparazzi for a white person, paparazzi for a Black person, two different things. The social media people, the YouTube bloggers are not really getting that call yet. They're not really getting that title. But if you think about it, she's doing the same thing regular paparazzi do, following who they think is a star so they can get their story for that night. Now, are they able to sell pictures of these people like the way they do for some white stars? Maybe, but probably nowhere near as much money. But Martell, if he was smart, I mean, I think some of the people that are very popular and can cross shows like that, I think that, you might want to sit down and discuss some things. But
yeah, I hated the way she was cussing though. I was like, dang. I understand.
Yeah. And we put that on TikTok and it was removed because they said it was violent.
It was bad. Like she was going in. I didn't know she was cussing that much.
She was going in. She was really upset. She was crying.
Sandy said that Stormy's hurting her image. Do you all think she's hurting her image?
Yes.
We didn't let nobody come on our Atlanta show. I was moving. Sorry, y'all.
Look, it's Monday. Shit, you're gotta go to bed.
We're ready to go.
Yeah, I do think she's hurting her image because, and of course, it's easier.
Stormy didn't need this show.
Why?
But I think it's kind of like you have a lot of people. You have people out there that are very successful, but they don't have the notoriety that they want.
Exactly.
And that may be the case. Right. Yeah, and that may be the case. And she did some really interesting videos prior to this. I knew who Stormy was before I watched the show.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was her until one of y'all, made the connection for me. But I had seen her videos and I just started laughing because she is a funny person. And I wish that they had shown it. But I also want to say this. When she was at her, when she was having this dynamic with her family, it kind of gives a lot of context to why her business is ran.
I want to talk about. Y'all want to go ahead and talk about that now?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about this meeting because I took some notes, and y'all may not. Oh, did we write the episode? I think we did. And y'all may not agree with me on some of this, but
Hey, Angela,
I want y'all to go first. So what do you think about the meeting in the beginning with, because Callie made a good point. I didn't even notice either. But when it was 5 people, 6 people?
Yeah.
They were talking about stuff. So what do you think about that part of the meeting?
Okay. Angela, did you hear about the Stormy fight? It looks like Angela's just joined in. I was wondering if she did.
Well, anyway, we have a few people watching that.
What did I think about that? I thought it was okay. Stormy has been in this business for a long time, right? 10 plus years by now?
Right.
It was clearly like it was a first time staff meeting. It was really,
keep going.
Yeah, she seemed to not really know what to do or say. Now, don't get me wrong. Clearly, she's doing something right. She's in all these stores. She's worth millions, they say. But as far as her managing that big old warehouse, she said they are like 5,000 orders in the rear, and they only have 4 or 5 people there in the office. And so she was just talking to them, trying to get them together, and she felt like she has failed. And so she started crying.
Right.
And then, but what part you want me to say?
Okay, so Joy, you want to say anything? You want me to
go? No, I was just gonna say I didn't rate the show. It was like a 6 or 7. I think
we did. Okay, good.
Yeah, I see Sandy gave a number.
Yeah,
so
okay.
It wasn't a terrible episode. It's what we've claim we want, but we really don't.
Right. There we go. Yeah.
It sound good. when
Yeah.
we
Well, I want it
and
though.
full of emotions. But
I want it. I want it. I want the business side of it. I just thought that I would get a different business side from Stormy because she's been in it longer.
Maybe.
Maybe so, yeah. But
Mhm.
Melody gave what I wanted.
And I think the Scots will do that too. They're going to give us what they want, or we want to, when they start focusing on. Because I like the slutty vegan, all that. I feel like they was helping black business. But let's get on. So I'm going to talk about Stormy. Okay.
Yeah.
So Stormy has this warehouse, and she is 5,000 orders.
5,000.
Right? $5,000 in arrears.
5,000 orders.
Orders back. Like she's behind.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
They tell her, "Look, I need some help."
Yes.
And then she says, "What?"
Well, you need to show me you can work harder before I bring in help, because her husband says, to the production manager, "I see you on the phone," and the production manager says, "So is your brother," and he said, "But he ain't ever late to work."
that's why you shouldn't hire a family.
And
Right.
so she said that at the end of her time on camera, she said, "I don't like having to fire my cousin, so the only way to avoid that is to not hire relatives."
Okay, another
And
thing.
she could go to like a temp agency.
We talked about that.
And
Mhm.
and even if it's just like you hire somebody for a month to
Thank
get
you.
this 5,000 out of the rear, there are plenty of people that don't mind a 1 month assignment.
Yeah.
Marcia,
And-
we all thinking the same.
Yeah, where you can make some money, possibly some overtime. And what she could do is
Have
put
that in my
quotas, like they gotta fulfill so many orders a day. And if you don't feel that, like it could be bonuses involved.
Joe, we got the same notes. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
there are a couple of ways that you can get productivity up. But when you don't have any expectations and it's running slow, they're gonna move at whatever pace they want to move at.
Another thing
Right.
is during this time, Stormy has special after special after special after special. If
Mhm.
you are already behind in your orders, why are you doing specials on items?
Somebody said it was 7 months when they got their order.
It was forever. She kept
Mine
doing
took a
like
month.
30% off, 80% off, 50%
Yeah,
off. You're gonna have people
I made an
order.
order in December, right? It was either the day after or the day before Christmas.
Did you lose your mind?
And
Oh, sorry.
oh yeah, I just heard something. Yeah, it was the day. It's either the day before or the day after Christmas, and I got it mid-January. So it took
That was pretty
roughly
good.
a month, and that was pretty good considering the holidays that were in between. And I ordered it when they had them oils on sale.
Right.
Yeah.
She kept doing specials, and I think she kind of ran out of some of the stuff. So if you already know you're behind, why are you still offering these things? Because that makes people buy, and most of the time they buy in bulk.
I thought she was changing her labels. That's what I thought she was doing. Because of the sales that she did.
Yeah, so she made the comment that because she keeps sending stuff out late, she's adding a free gift.
Yeah,
She's
so that
taking
makes her
something off. Yeah, so I liked her explanation of that, because she clearly made them realize that when I do that, that takes money away from all of us.
And the lady who said that it took 7 months, she said she did give her a check.
Well, I ordered something for her, and it took a long time, and she gave me all my money back.
Well, that's nice. Pretty girl.
Yeah, that's what she said. She gave her a check.
That comment, Monty.
So essentially, she gave it to her for free. But she was worse, and she said, "I ain't gonna lie, I'm making another order."
And I don't.
Yeah, because you will. You'll make another order if they will compensate you or will admit fault, which she's doing. But I don't think it's just her employees' fault. She, to me, has more fault than them, and that was just on me. To me, she has more fault than any of them.
I agree. I think she
go ahead.
I think she agrees with that, but she still wants her team to do better so that it'll make her and the whole unit look better. I don't know about that.
And then another thing, when she fired. Okay, so somebody made the comment of she talking about Kiki family first, but she fired her cousin on camera.
I saw somebody.
I have that in my notes too. How you gonna say that you?
Yeah, there you go, Angela. Right. Yeah.
And I mean, do y'all think that scene was real? I pray not.
I don't, you know what? Let me see. I think in my post on TikTok, I put maybe it was a role play for her to know what to do when she really goes to fire somebody. It just seemed very fake, very fake and very new to her. So she needs more help, and maybe she's trying to keep it small because they've only been in business for 10 years plus, but that's a long time.
That's a long time.
Yeah, she needs different people doing different things in her company. She really does.
She needs more hands. Actually, that's all she needs. She needs more hands to help her. And so I felt like, and then I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, why are you doing this on camera to your cousin?
Right.
Junior didn't seem to care. Like Junior was like, peace, cousin. I'll see you at the family picnic. So I'm sitting here like, is this real?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'd like to think it wasn't real. 50 employees to process 5,000 back orders because the cousin was like, whatever.
Yeah, he didn't.
He was
scared. So I want to see Courtney's brother. Like, what is his brother doing? What was his job? Did they say?
They didn't say, but the cousin was like, you don't say the same thing to your brother. And the husband was like, well, my brother ain't never late. You are. My brother ain't on his phone. You are. So I don't know. That was weird. That was a weird scene for me, mainly because it did not seem like it was coming from a company that had been in business for all these years.
Ellie, can I say what you said about the worker that worked the hardest?
I don't know.
I didn't notice this. I didn't notice it. But the one worker that worked the hardest was the white man. The white man. And I said, Callie, only you would notice that.
I mean, they gave him all the recognition, but he what Courtney said, you are here more than anybody else. Mm-hmm. So when you see this, then let us know so we can order this. And the guy had a smile on his face because that guy he up in there working his butt off more than anybody else. And Courtney seemed to appreciate it. You know what I mean? I don't know why that stuck out to me, but
I wonder how much they get paid. Because I'm hopefully she's compensating them, right? Because
oh well,
I don't know.
I hope she's compensating them right too, but not with a Gucci bag. Do you think she's doing that?
I pray not, but I didn't like the scene of her firing her cousin. I felt that was grimy.
It was elementary. That's what that was.
It needed to happen though.
It did, but not on camera.
I don't know that it needed to happen.
First of all, did he ever get a written write-up? Like, you just don't fire somebody. Like, you have
that's my point.
Or
you need to give them time to improve. You tell them what the mistake is and what they need to do to change it. Then give them time to change it.
I think her reasoning was the pushback. Like, usually there's a level of respect when your boss tells you X, Y, and Z. You listen. You at least listen. You may try to defend yourself, but you ain't finna say, but your brother doing, but so-and-so, you don't do that to your boss. When there is when there's a level.
Oh, you said the same thing, Marsha. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's true.
Oh, and that was true. That's true.
That's true.
That the husband,
and that's not like the cousin.
He's probably been an issue for a minute.
He's probably been a user. I mean, I don't want to say that it's probably allegedly. We don't know.
It didn't bother me.
I didn't like it, but Junior didn't seem to care. I feel like Junior still think he gonna get a paycheck. It don't matter.
Last paycheck, yeah.
Right. He gonna get paid.
I feel like
month.
Junior knows that they talked about it before the cameras came in, and that's a little bit more why Stormy seems so just unsure of herself.
So did y'all think that scene was kind of cut up? Because to me, Stormy was more upset than I thought she would be. So it seems like he said some other stuff, but we just didn't get to see it. Because she was like, I didn't expect so much pushback. But I didn't feel like he gave her that much of it. So
he didn't give a lot. He just said, yeah, we need some more hands. Here's my thing, though. He
was trying to defend himself.
Right.
Yes, he was.
But you don't normally do that. Like, you may try to explain it, but when your boss is giving you what they may feel like is constructive criticism, they 15 seconds from writing you up. Anyway.
Yeah, but he didn't get no write-up, though. He got him fired.
In the warehouse instead of that chicken coop.
What's a chicken coop?
That's where they keep chickens. What you mean? What's a chicken coop?
I'm Now, what is she talking about? Who's in a chicken coop? I'm confused.
No, I think they were in the warehouse.
That is
Angela.
a warehouse. She just has an office inside of her warehouse.
Right.
Okay, yeah, I know
That
I got
is a warehouse.
Yeah,
And I think it's a warehouse that the front of it is an office, the back is a warehouse.
Yeah.
But that's how Black Titanic was able to come up in there. So Pretty Girl 96, I think on here. Do you know? I joined the live maybe a minute into it. Do you know? Did they ever show Black Titanic in the live, or did you just hear her talking? That's what I'd like to know if anybody knows. Put that in the comment. But that's it.
I wanted to see if she came in. So what Angela meant was Stormy needs to not be at the house. She needs to be at the warehouse. So
okay.
That's what she's saying. She needs to be there more often to make sure things are being handled right.
So that reminds me of.
I got hungry.
Oh, somebody said that about Destiny one time. Said Destiny wanted her workers to do all the work, but she didn't want to be in the office doing it herself. And they thought that was a little bit of why Destiny wasn't always successful. I get it.
She needs to be there, especially if she's 5. She needs to be in there packing too.
Yeah.
She needs to just hire some temps. She ain't got to pay them no benefits, nothing. Just work them and then let them go. And if they are good, keep them. Like, I don't understand, Stormy. We need to talk. What else? I can say the same. Okay, I got that. Okay, so let's talk about the male situation of it all and her sit down with her team. I love that she's an international person because not a lot of people think that far ahead. She's got $1 million in sales in just 7 months.
I was like, wow.
So I guess the millimeters are buying stuff, right? I only bought from her once. I bought my daughter took it. So I can't even say if the face stuff worked. But I mean, I guess it works for her. But I think I may get it again. But DJ Richie like it, right? Didn't he do the face commercial?
I think he's getting paid though.
Oh, okay.
I mean, wouldn't you think?
I would think so. So what did y'all think? Are those the scenes we want to see? Because Joy said it kind of reminded her of like somebody saying, "Let me know how good I am."
Well, I think they're trying to do what we thought the show was supposed to be anyway, business. So I mean,
that felt like an ego that was, and we're doing this, and you got this, and this is happening. That felt like a Trump meeting to me.
Well, we do that at work. Like we have a meeting every day and we kind of talk about and we let everybody know you're doing great at this, you're doing great. And it's kind of like a morale builder. And I thought everybody is that, but maybe they don't.
I get it. If it was a team, the issue was that they were only praising one person.
But she was praising them for helping her. She was like, "You're a great international business person. I got you. You're going to have me in Dubai." Like, she was like, "Did you have me doing this?" Like, she was not taking all the credit. She was,
and you know what's going to take her over the edge?
What you did.
And you know what's going to take her over the edge? There was one part I heard in there, and I thought, "Oh shoot!" Thank you, Angela. QVC or HSN.
They're looking into having her on QVC. And
when they got to talking about that, I thought, "Ooh." I mean, her team, I don't know who they are or what they do, but they sure sound like they are pushing some moves in a good direction. And that's what that was the best part of the show to me.
And can they help him with the wine? I really want Martell wine to do well. I don't drink wine, but I feel like
did y'all notice that they were drinking that? Him and Sheree was drinking that.
You be noticing, Martell. I didn't notice the thing.
I didn't notice it. Somebody
else noticed it.
Yes, before I watched the episode. I was like 20 minutes behind, and somebody said, "Y'all noticed that he was drinking Inez." I was
he did say this wine got me something, but I didn't know. I should
have because you know they don't really drink. That more so has made that clear.
Yeah, they don't drink at all. Okay, what else I got? I really don't have much. Oh Lord, are we gonna talk about the skate party?
Let's do that. Let's get that out the box.
Oh Lord, y'all go ahead.
Well, you know, there has been some negative comments
online
about Melody Sherry. And I think it's unfair. I don't think that I just think it's unfair. She's been getting ripped to shreds.
That's why I said, and I'm sitting here, you're like,
hard work.
Mellow Minions,
people
hate her more than the Mellow Minions praise her. Like these people they have groups just to hate this lady. So and if she can, I mean, that's got to be hard. So, I mean, I don't know why the Mellow Minions get more press than the people who hate her, but
I'm tickled that you called a mellow minion.
That's what you call them. You call them the mellow minion. I'm not nobody minion, so.
So
But
here's
I
the deal, though. What everybody did not
minion.
want to see, they didn't
What
want to
now?
understand. But a lot of the people that were going at mail just didn't want to understand. Well, why are you caring about a court order? That's their father. Well, what's the purpose of having a court order if you're not going to follow it?
I just say this. Is it 8
You're
word?
Mhm.
Martell does not have to follow the
Rules. He
People
doesn't think he
don't
does.
think Marcel has to follow. She needs
Yes.
to bend and break every time he wants something
Right.
from her. And the sad part about it is she was like, look, I don't want you here now,
But you
I'm
can
gonna
have
let you
later.
Later.
The same birthday today.
And the party was over at noon. Like it was
Yes.
over
literally
early.
all day. So why didn't he?
To
Why
add
didn't he?
context, whether or not I'll tell you on both ends what they're saying. On Martell's end, he did present evidence in court, which you can pull up because it's open. An email that he followed Mel's boundaries, which was he can't call her, but he can email her. So he emailed her asking could he come to the party. Mel did not answer, allegedly in time.
So he didn't need to come.
So
that means no.
wait a minute, may I
Go
finish?
ahead.
The daughter, the oldest daughter, emailed him and said, "Mommy said," he presented this one as well. "Mommy said you can come." So he came. Allegedly, Melanie did email him like within an hour or so of the party. And because apparently there was conversation like a week before where she told him he couldn't come.
Right, because he
And
came in and said that.
wait a minute, let me say this.
Go ahead.
But the daughter wanted him there. So
Okay.
that's why he emailed Melanie. And when he emailed her, he did say, in the email, he did say, you know, I'm willing to share responsibility for this party. Can I come? And she didn't respond to that email. So when the daughter emailed him back, and when I say it was close, she emailed him that morning.
Like 6 in the morning. That's why I'm like,
it was like early in the morning. So she emailed him in that morning and said, "Mommy said you can come." He left it at that, and he showed up. Now they said what we saw was like I said, Melanie claims that she did email him. I'm assuming it was after the daughter.
I don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't have that timeline. But the reason I tend to think that she didn't is because Melanie, in tweets and conversations, and because she's been tweeting and posting stories on Instagram like crazy since the episode. But she's been laser focused on last year. She invited him to a party and he didn't show up. So that's why I tend to think she's never said in the tweet.
She did in the tweet that you see that when he came in, he said, "I know I'm not invited." She said that in the tweet. She said, "I told him." She said there were several conversations. I mean, telling him he couldn't come.
I got that the conversations were had, but if you look at his time, if you look at what he actually presented, not what she's saying. The daughter wanted him to come, so he asked her, could he? There was a conversation prior.
But there was not a conversation
I
with
do
him
believe
and Melody?
No, he didn't present that, but I have no doubt in my mind.
I agree with that, Marsha.
It was probably a conversation earlier. It's certain things but a lot of this is because I agree that you shouldn't communicate with your children, but you also have to kind of look at the fact that there was a child that said, "Mommy said X, Y, and Z." And
well, the child can say that, but did Mommy say that?
She never said that she lied.
So then, well,
I wouldn't say that.
She didn't say that though, Joy. She didn't say that. So
I sent you
if
the
he
email.
Walks in,
no, you got the email.
But if he walked in and she said no,
and he said, "I know I'm not supposed to be here."
That's what he said.
That means he knew that Melody did not want him there. He knew it. He came anyway. And yes, it was the girl's birthday. Yes, they had rented out a private space to go roller skating. It was over before 2:00 in the afternoon. You have all day. You have all day to be with her. What is the big deal?
Because I think you all are missing and this is the difference. first of all, I for the life of me, I don't understand why he wasn't there and the cameras was rolling, and his mother wasn't there and the cameras was rolling. I don't understand that whole concept. Other than,
What do you mean?
I don't understand. I guess
Who
I
wasn't
don't
there?
understand how, when a child is having a birthday party and you have an active other parent, that they both weren't invited. Now, if they choose not to come, they choose not to come. But if a parent, if the kid has a birthday party, I don't understand why they both couldn't be there.
Well, you don't want to understand, you think?
I'm gonna tell you.
I'm
gonna say this.
why Martell.
If a man treated Martell's daughters how he treats Mel, he would lose his damn
this ain't
mind.
about Mel.
Do you hear me?
If
one of his daughters said, "I don't want," wait a minute. I'll let you talk, Joy. If one of his daughters got married and did not want her husband at the birthday party, and this man showed up, even though she said no, Martell would lose his mind on that man. Because his daughter didn't want it. He needs to treat him. Listen, I'm sorry.
You know you're right.
He should not have been there. He just shouldn't have.
And the fact that people are trying to really grab a hold of that. It's her birthday. It's her birthday. Okay, it was her birthday after the party too, when he had all day to do something different. So knowing that he was following she was following the court order. Why should she change that in a day?
She doesn't have to, and if that's what she chooses to do. It feels ugly. It feels
ugly when he doesn't follow the rules.
What kid wouldn't want 2 birthday parties? You cannot tell me that I don't want 2 birthday parties. If I knew my mom was going to throw me a party at a roller rink,
actually,
my daddy was going to throw me a party somewhere
are y'all products of divorce? Because that's kind of depressing.
No, I'm not. I absolutely am not.
No, it's not depressing. It
absolutely
happened.
Not.
Jordan, this is life. This is life, and this is a court. If they were amicable and he wasn't taking her to court for full custody, I could see them trying.
And following her name and following her all over the city. The
dynamics right now are not right.
It's a get back.
A get back to what?
It's a get back thing.
So Joy,
you're saying because he's pulling her in court.
You don't let a man run all over you. If you think
it ain't about letting a man run all.
Yes,
I ain't that toxic.
I think it's a different generation because y'all. My mom ain't even like that. My daddy was in my life, but I could not see if he did the things to her and all of this and took her to court to try to take me away. Then my mom was gonna be like, "You can still come to the birthday party." I pray she wouldn't. I pray that she would not, because that's letting this man think that he's emboldened, have the unmitigated gall to dictate your life, to hurt you and try to take your kids from you after you already can't see them every week because you got this family parent plan, to have the gall to think that he can do whatever he wants. No, you've got to set boundaries. I don't get that.
I'm playing the world's smallest violin.
I mean, because you don't care, I guess.
I know, but that's
you don't care about how Mel feels. You only care how Martell feels. Her feelings don't matter to you at all, and that's fine. You don't have to care about her feelings.
Marcia, thank you. There is a reason for court orders. Throw your own part.
That's the only person in this situation you care about. I care about them both. I feel like they should have had 2 separate parties. And the child could have had fun. Him not being at a birthday party is not going to scar her for life. There's people who've been raped. There's people who've been hurt. And they are, this is just not coming to a birthday party. Y'all are making this way bigger than it should be.
Especially given the fact, Joy, that she didn't say, no, wait till next month. She said, no, give us a couple hours. We'll be done. You can have the rest of the day. So why are you okay with him not following the rules?
She don't care about Mel's feelings. That's the main thing, is she don't care about this lady.
She didn't walk away.
Yeah,
she reminded me of Nene when Nene walked away from that virtual reunion.
It breaks my heart that women, it hasn't even been men saying this. It's been mostly women. I know. And I feel like this is crazy that these women feel so desperate, because I know Giselle D. Bryant would not allow that to happen to her. If this man did this, they just now start being friends again. I'm sitting here like, what do y'all expect this lady to do?
Anyway. And the court order was
actually, according to Jamal himself in the interview, he said in all the years that they had been together, there had only been one incident in all of those years that Giselle did that he questioned. When you have, regardless of what a man does to you, when you have children with him, if he's not doing any hurt or harm to the children, I'm just of the thought that you make it work.
But you can hurt or harm the mama, and it don't matter that her feelings, and it don't matter about her mental health. It just matters about the kids, and that's.
I mean, to me, this brings more stress. How much stress would it have been if all of your people were there and Martell was there with the girls?
How much stress would it have been to have the party in a couple hours?
But the children didn't want the girls.
How do you know he didn't even ask that? They didn't even get the option to present it to them. So he emailed them and he texted them and said, "Your mama won't let me come in."
Children would know then.
He texted them. He texted his daughters and said, "Your mama won't let me come in." He didn't text them, "Oh, I can't. I'm gonna take you to a party after this."
You know, doggone well they didn't text him because they got an email. The only way he can communicate with those children when he doesn't have them is via email.
Okay, well, what he didn't get via email, Joy, what he didn't get is permission to come from Melody, and he came anyway. He came anyway. He would have had more time with her that day than Melody had with her. So why is it okay to just ignore that part? He had most of the day available. Why is that okay? Why is it? What was the problem with that?
The party was from 10 to 12
noon, so she could have had 12:01.
12:01 till midnight.
12:01, not midnight. 12:01 to 8 p.m.
And that blows my mind, though. It's like, what do you mean? She's giving him access. You know what I'm saying? So, Joy, seriously, why is that not okay? What do you think about that part?
And he wanted the court order. He wanted everything like this. Like, why ask for these things and then not follow them? Especially, I can understand if y'all got along, but at this moment, y'all are not even getting along. Why do you think this should happen? I don't know. They said he went to Atlanta after the party, but I don't know if he did or not.
That's probably why he wanted to come and rush the party that he wasn't invited to. He was going to Atlanta to have some peach stew.
I don't know. It breaks my heart that these women think this is okay. It does.
And some people don't always follow their court order, step by step, line by line, but you have to have a serious, positive, good relationship with your ex. Martell is not that. He's not in that space right now.
Neither one of them are. They're not in that space.
Yeah. So I just don't understand that. Nobody's really able to answer that, though. He would have had most of the day. Do we think it is a money thing? He didn't have money to give her a party? Because I'm sure Melody probably could have gave him some hot dogs. I mean, look, you had all day. If you don't go enjoy your child, that's on you. If you chose not to.
And he could have just took her to the park to throw a ball. I mean, it didn't have to be money. Could have had a little bit anything. Joy don't like when we talk about Martell, but I hate that she feels like Martell can run over Mel. That bothers me a little bit.
And it's not just her either. I mean, these comments are going in. It don't make no sense.
It's just a birthday party. I don't understand why they feel like this is going to scar this kid for life. Him coming in yelling at his mom and his grandmother is going to scar them for life more than anything. And I'm telling you, if a man treated Martell's daughters how he treats their mama, he would lose his mind. He would lose his everlasting
I would like to think that he would lose his mind.
He would.
But, a lot of the way he
hurt his girls.
A lot of the way he acts with girls is that there is a role that needs to be played. And, if the girl doesn't play it, the girl is in the wrong. So I would love to really know, how would he respond if that happened to one of his daughters?
I pray it don't happen to him. I pray they get them a good man, because their dad's a piece of work. Okay, what else I got? Oh, this is where I put y'all. I said Martell don't have to follow the rules. Stealing ATM rules. Wedding vow rules.
Thank you.
Being faithful, paternity rules, the parenting plan rules. He just don't have to follow none of the rules. These women are like, let him do whatever he wants.
You know, it's a fact. He keeps getting away with, and Melody's not having it. So he don't follow the rules, and Melody is trying to get him, see, you need to in this case. And I can't fault her for that.
And I do hope one day that they are able to
But
throw
it's
parties
when
together.
people think orders don't apply. Right.
And this is another thing. People are like, she's selfish. Let me tell you what selfish people. Listen to me. Thinking that someone has to do what you would do. That's the most selfish thing in the world.
It
Because
really
if you
is.
think, well, I would have let him in the party, that's you. That's yourself. Don't be putting what you would have done on her, because that's more selfish than anything in this world. So y'all people calling her selfish, y'all the selfish ones for expecting her to do what you think you would do, and you ain't even in the situation. Craziest crap to me in my life. But anyway,
I agree.
thank you, Callie. Somebody.
Okay.
I'm not even, look, I'm not even a male fan, but it sickens me when people think orders don't. Right. Anybody, male fan or not.
Yeah, I mean, the orders are there for a reason. You know, it's just weird.
It's crazy. I just want to
keep her tied up in court. Then he has that not to even come to all the court sessions. I mean, come on. He did that to hurt her. And so everybody's trying to be mad at Melody as if she's the one doing the hurting. No.
She tried to be nice. They went to Florida. She paid for everything, invited his mama, everybody. She was a little petty Betty at sometimes, and so was he. They had their little things they shouldn't have done. And after that, he sued her for full custody. This is what started. He started this. She tried to be friends again. Nobody sees that. She tried. She said, I hope we can do this even with our mates in the future. Like, you have a girl, y'all have a boy, man, and we can do this together. But he sued her for full. That's what started this.
And I know, I don't know how much people might agree with this or not, but I really believe that the only reason Martell did any of this court stuff is for financial gain.
And he didn't get it.
And that's really sad to me.
He needs to be, instead of Atlanta every week, he needs to find somebody to, like Mel, his team that she's got, to help him, because he could do so much.
Well, he had the tutor. That didn't work. He had Melnika. That didn't work. I mean, what is going on, though? And now, wait a minute. So him and Marsau, you ready to talk about that part?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
He's going to train Marsau, and Marsau's going to teach him how to pass the test? Now, how is Marsau going to teach him how to pass the test if a tutor couldn't?
Well, I think Marsau, because or maybe that might have been his other partner. Remember, they said they had the book. That was his other partner.
Yeah.
No, I can't answer that. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. But how long ago was this filmed? Has he passed the test yet? Is Marsau any skinnier or built?
He has not. He has not passed his test. I never got my bottle of wine. Ever.
Did you get your money back?
You know, I never even looked. I think I did, but honestly, I never even looked. So what's that been, about 3 months now?
Yes. So I have a question. So that they bartering off of each other. Has Marsau, does he still have legs and hips and body, or is he toned? Who knows? Who's looked?
He didn't look as thick as he did during that fight when he had on Tish's waist trainer. So he might be doing something right.
And I don't know how true this is, but somebody said he was trying to get Ariane to take the test. Did y'all hear that?
Class. Oh, wait a minute. So he needs a test taking class. Okay. I don't think I ever had to do one of those.
I'm okay with tests. My daughter's not as great as tests. Everybody's not good test takers, but she makes cue cards. Like, is that what you call them? Like, and she studies and studies until she passes. So there's different methods. I think that's what you're saying. He needs to take a class to show him what's the best method.
I hate tests too. I hate them. You can get all hot and sweaty and confused. But when I took the test for my real estate license back in the day, it took me 2 times to pass it, which back then felt like a lot. But yeah, it took me a couple times to pass it.
So Marsau got
my teacher's license. I passed the multiple choice one immediately, but the written one, I kept missing it. I had to take it twice. I got it the second time though, but I don't know how I passed the multiple choice one the first time.
So Joy, when was this film like? So should he be the test? Is it time to take the test now since Marceau was
I have no idea,
figuring
but
it out?
I did see
Okay.
a thread,
Get back.
a thread, not a thread, a post that somebody said he failed it again.
How would they
Mhm.
know?
It could have, maybe it was they don't know.
Maybe he
But
can
it's
get Sheree's son to
possible
help
that
him.
maybe
Her
based off
daughter.
the time that it filmed, they
Mm-hmm.
knew that the next testing time was a X, because I'm
Yeah.
sure it's like the ACT. You just can't go on any given Tuesday and take it. It's
Oh yeah.
designated times.
Yeah.
But
So,
So
but I really don't know.
Mel
is the
took
reason
it
why?
again and we got
What
it.
is it? A builder's license in
I think it's
Alabama?
the builders because Mel just took it again, and I'm like, how she able to do all this with her busy schedule, and she passed it. Like she let hers go. She had to do it again, and she passed it.
And she passed it.
And she passed it. So I'm like, Martell. I mean, I don't know. Let's see what else.
Uh,
You have a lot of
And he
notes,
could
girl.
have test anxiety.
yeah.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that they just have test anxiety. I'm not a person that has fared well with those kind of tests. I was surprised. Like I said, I really passed. I was concerned more about when I took the teacher's license, the multiple choice, because I
Yeah.
get confused. I look at something, you start memorizing stuff and it
Mm-hmm.
looks familiar, and and you may know how to do it, but it's not always. So I kind of have a little soft spot for people,
Learn how to-
test well. I get it though. I'm just not a
I
quitter.
get it.
Yeah.
I'm not a
Yeah.
quitter. I would have been taking the test back to back to back to back, because
Because
the
even
longer
like
you get away from it, the harder it is
Yeah.
to relearn that stuff again. And I would have, if
Mhm.
it was every month, I would have been test
I
every
wonder
month.
how much it costs to take it.
Let me
Is
see. I was trying to say
Because I wonder if it's like a
$130.
very high price.
It's a
But you,
$130.
It's $130 in
okay.
Alabama.
You remember that one? The tutor said, "Look, Martell, you only have to pass so many questions.
Yeah.
So try to focus on the stuff that you know,
Yeah.
learn it, and then
Yeah.
forget those other questions." I don't know if he took her advice because he only
Never
was
heard
with her
anything else
once
about her.
from what we
I
could
would-
see.
I bet he made her
Um,
sign a non-disclosure agreement.
so I don't know if he followed that right. I don't know. I
Yeah.
want him to just move on to something else if he can't pass it. Like, what y'all think?
He
I mean,
might can take this at any time.
Really?
The pressure on him is harder because he's on TV. A lot of people
Mhm.
don't expect him to pass it, etc. But so I mean, I get it. It's harder for him now than it might have been before, because he stays busy with peaches and
With
cold
peaches and plums and
something.
big booty hoes, hop with it.
I mean,
Not sure.
I would like to see him win at some point.
I do
He
too. I
just
want
is
him
in a
to
different
I want him to
space.
win at something. So
Mhm.
what else I have? What did y'all think about Kiki and Tish at the party? Is
They were
everybody faking it? I just want to know, are they faking
Well, if
it?
they are faking it, I will say that Melody's doing a heck of a job, and even Tisha. I mean, Tisha doesn't
Right.
roll her eyes, or I don't think they're faking it. I think
You think they're trying to give it a legitimate shot?
Absolutely, I really do.
Yeah, because that was pretty good. I mean, they even seemed like just sitting there, her and Kiki and Mel, and they seemed like they were having a good time talking. And I was like, the females are, who said, I think Callie said this, the
What?
women are trying to lead
Oh yeah,
this.
they really are. I
I
mean,
think they are.
and I think it all went down. It all came down to the conversation that Carlos had with them when he had to fly to town. And
Yeah.
say, what is going on with y'all? Melody didn't want to film with people. There was a lot of reasons for everybody to be upset, but eventually, Tiffany's young. I don't know what Tiffany.
I bet there is like a class that you
so
can
he can learn
take
how to manage.
before you take this test. Do y'all not think so?
I
Like
think that there is.
the SAT prep or AC, there's like a
Yeah. You know what though, and this sounds silly, but I wonder, maybe he should get like a really hot tutor.
no, he'd be looking at her booty.
No, I mean seriously, because maybe it would be more making relax more with some eye nest, and then the next morning, I don't know. Okay.
They go, honey. Sheree ain't gonna have that. Okay, anything else I got?
She ain't gonna have him either, but we don't want to.
I will say this: after the Martell incident with Mel, normally, in my opinion, and y'all may think I'm wrong, her attitude is stanky after they get to arguing. This time, she didn't
She covered
let
it
it
up, didn't she?
phase her.
I
She
don't know if
covered it
was
up.
cameras or what, but she was like, party
She
time.
was like, let's do it. So hopefully they both
Yeah,
can stop being so bitter with each other.
Because if they're not, there's no show. That's true,
That's
Marcia.
true.
I think it really, came to a head last season with them waist trainer belts and stuff at the fight, Madani, and I think it's
and one of the tweets that y'all see where Mel was like, they're showing everybody's mother but mine.
Whose mother did they show?
They're gonna show Miss Betty next week. So
That's
I think
Stormy's mother. They're not showing.
Yeah, but I'm saying she didn't say everybody, but
Yeah,
she
but
said we're
I heard her
showing
say something
mothers.
about that though.
But
Okay,
my
so
mother
who
was
was
at the
Martell
party.
yelling at when he said you ain't in this either?
Her
Was that
mother and her aunt, from what I heard.
Oh, the other lady was. Oh, that's right. That was her aunt.
They do have a prep class, the Alabama Builders prep class.
Okay.
It's $279.
He should pay that.
You
And
can't be yelling at my aunt like that.
It's under
Or my mama, or
rocketcert.com
me.
if you happen to watch this.
But oh yeah, tell him again,
Just
Gerald.
in case,
Tell him
it's
again.
on rocketcert.com.
We
It's
trying, Martell.
$279.
We trying. And we'll do a GoFundMe and we'll send you $1 a piece,
Right.
just to help with the price. Okay, just do
I'd
it.
love to see him pass it. I can't lie. And I think it would be really good for his kids to know that, look, this is the 4th time and I finally got it,
Yes, because
You're
I didn't
being
give
so
up.
shady, Callie. Like,
But it is true. Like, I didn't give up.
So shady. Everything come out your mouth is sometimes just dripping with criticism.
Look, Callie, I didn't give up. It was Thomas the Train, right? I think I can. I think is it Thomas the Train?
Just terrible.
Yes, honey. I agree.
Why did we not mention that Kim Zolciak has filed for divorce?
We
forgot.
in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about it because I'm done with that. Unless y'all got something else.
I'm done.
Okay, Kim Zolciak.
Child.
Is it because they ain't got no money?
Well, if it's because they don't have any money, I mean, Croy, is that his name, the Uber driver?
Yeah,
he's going to need more money now that they're not together because
it's like 5. How many kids did they end up having?
They got like 7 total kids.
Really?
I was looking at
And didn't he adopt her oldest
Yes.
too?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That means he got to pay for the wedding.
Did y'all see Carlos King talking about it?
No,
I
what he
haven't looked at that yet.
He was basically saying of all the couples that he's seen married on the show, he would have never guessed that one.
Me either.
He said he was the one that pitched.
Yeah.
He said he was the one that pitched her wedding special.
He's broke.
To Bravo.
Yeah.
So I've heard a lot of people saying that they're broke, but you knew something was going on when their house was foreclosed. Yeah. But
do y'all remember he said he wanted, after football, he said, somebody asked him, so what are you going to do after football? I think it was Sheree or Kenya. And he said something about fishing, like on the fishing channel. Do y'all remember that?
Oh, he could be on this. People love the fishing channel.
Yeah, he had mentioned that. I wonder if he's tried that yet or if he will, because Kim ain't cheap. Now, what I meant to ask also is, where is Big Papa? Is he divorced yet or what?
Another little lady. I mean,
did he ever get a divorce?
I don't know. But couldn't he do like a commentator? What he played a sport, right?
Yeah, he played football. He could commentate. Yeah.
He should have been like, even if it was on an Atlanta local station.
Yeah,
he could have been, or even a radio station, or even a podcast. Like,
and what's crazy is when he was probably at the height where he really could have done it.
Yeah,
he might not be able to do. Like, he could have probably gotten through that door, years ago, especially when Kim's show was on.
I would love to know what happened.
Didn't nobody but 400 people watch it, and I bet you 279 of them lived in Georgia.
Right?
So, do you think that Croy goes home now to his mom and apologizes, and because they broke up?
They said he stopped talking to his parents.
I know, but because of Kim.
But she didn't talk to hers either.
Right? She kept in touch with dad though, but not mom.
I didn't watch.
So I wonder if all of that will.
I didn't really watch it, but every once in a while I could be cooking or cleaning and it'll come on. But it was never.
He was a lot like her. I mean, he took just as long to get dressed. He took just as long to get his face made up.
Well, I wonder if she's gonna let him come to the birthday parties. What y'all think?
Yes,
and I will say this: when them girls hugged him, all I said was, "Oh." when he walked in the skating ring.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it was crazy. Like they
Yeah.
all ran to him. I think, I don't know. I'm a little girl. I was raised by her daddy. It is
Yeah.
something like I wanted to
So
see
would
my
I, Joy.
daddy on my birthday. I always saw my daddy. It was my mama I didn't see.
Yeah. I saw both my parents, and I still do.
I like he just walked in, give him a hug, and then he left. I think that's I don't maybe he would have stayed longer, maybe
Yeah.
not. I think it means something. And at the party, like I can remember, like that's my I'm a product of divorce. So I can remember always living with my daddy, and when they would get together, you would think, y'all ain't never my friends ain't met my mama.
What?
They know my dad, but they didn't know her. So I'd be excited. I used to be excited. Yeah, I lived in another state at some point. So yeah, like
Based on what you
it
said,
means something when your parents are there. I just wish the parents wouldn't be so
Joy.
it bothers me. Like
Well,
it
that's
senses me as a little girl because I've been that little girl.
Joy. Let me say this. I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm trying to. Dory being creeped in here. So you said we must be a product of divorce, and that's why we think this way.
That you the product.
No, I didn't.
Listen.
I said you all must not be a product.
Oh, must. Okay,
okay.
maybe that's what it
Yeah,
is. Okay.
you must not, because
So,
I
okay.
am.
But listen.
That's why I was saying
So
it
was
means
not.
something.
I was not alone, so to speak. My stepdad came into my life when I was maybe 7 or 8, and he was with me until the time he died. I was 18 when he died. But here's what I will say. Before my dad, that's who he was to me, came into my life, my mother was in an abusive relationship. And I can tell you, I would rather come up and get a hug and leave from a man that did not hurt my mother. So when you think about that, I mean, this is a man that hurt their mother. This is their birthday. No, I don't want to see that.
He
because
hurt
we
her
were here.
feelings, though, Callie.
Huh?
I'm not arguing.
Wait, what'd you say about feelings?
I could get it if he physically hurt her.
Yeah.
He hurt her feelings.
Emotionals can be worse.
But
Emotional abuse can
to
be
you,
worse.
Joy?
Mental abuse can be worse.
I pray God that I can always be able to separate my relationship with my husband with my child. I just
can.
But
if
they're
he
not.
said full
What we're
custody?
seeing,
Oh
they're
my
not
God.
doing that.
No,
There's
it's because
to
people
me,
like
it
y'all don't
shouldn't have
want me to
even
do it.
been a can I come to the party?
They're
He should have
trying
been
to
an
do it, Joy,
automatic.
because of him.
Keisha, the girl who you said was your op 6 months ago, but the children's father can't be there.
Yeah, because the girl who said that 6 months ago, they have made up.
Oh.
They have tried to move beyond that.
She
They don't
tried
live
to move
together.
on. So, Joy, do you not think that when they went to Florida, she tried to make up with him?
Absolutely.
And as soon as they left Florida, what did he filed for full custody?
It wasn't us. No, it was.
It was
First
after
of
the
all,
fact.
if
It was
you want to
after
go
the
down
event,
memory
Joy.
lane, there were other
Oh my
things that
God.
were happening. There were things
Like him
that
cheating.
happened
I mean, we can go down
Then
memory
why did he go
lane,
to Florida
but ain't
then?
none of it gonna be looking
I'm
good for
talking
Martell.
about immediately when they came back. There were things outside of those two. It was stuff that Coleslaw was doing. That's when they ended up getting COVID, remember? Or
we
they were
remember,
exposed to COVID.
That's when the world was
she
closed
had-
down,
you
except
making more
for the
stuff in
coleslaw
hell.
buffet.
Okay,
We
go ahead.
remember.
when
You're making it better for her.
it's not better for either or. He hurt her feelings. When you all talk about this child feeling some way about hurting your mom, I think there's a difference. As an adult, we may not see it as children, but as an adult, hurting your spouse's feelings is one thing. Putting your hands on them and bringing them physical harm is something totally different.
Abuse is abuse, Joy. Physical, mental, spiritual, whatever. Emotional, mentally. It's
Well, one
devastating.
of them is illegal and one of them is.
Abuse is abuse. I don't care.
One of them is illegal.
You can, if you mentally abuse somebody, I do believe you might can sue them a little bit. He mentally abused her.
Abuse is abuse. Come on, you can't separate that.
Callie, we can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Oh, sorry. That better?
Mm-hmm.
See, my mother and father were better parents when they were separated. Right. And I feel like they will be too. My life was so much better than being around my parents. Thank you.
Look,
Sometimes
I don't have a problem with that. I mean, I don't know. I don't have any memories of my parents together. I just know that there were specific days
Sorry,
when
y'all.
it was really nice to have them both together. As a
Hey,
child, you can't
Lucy.
remember a whole lot, but those events I never forgot.
Okay, but there's also negative events that they will never forget.
And that is true.
Okay, so
that is true.
and
But
because their
but my
dad,
birthday ain't no negative situation because the situation was about me.
oh
They
my
didn't
God.
clown like that.
Joy, what do you mean they didn't clown like that? Martell came in there and
No,
he
I
did
said
clown.
my parents clown privately. They didn't clown.
Well, Martell don't know how to do anything privately. Let's just be honest with that. He doesn't follow the rules, and he definitely ain't private. He went out there with the coleslaw buffet when everybody else in the world was at home trying not to die.
Latoya said,
Monty,
do
buddy,
not enjoy no more tell. I do not. That is
you're
so
on mute, Monty. Yeah. What did I say? You're on
Thank
mute,
you, Callie.
Dr. Joy.
No,
that is
Martell.
so funny. She
Okay, let's see if somebody want to
No,
come on. Then we
Martell
get
can't
on.
come because he does not know how to conduct himself, Joy.
All right,
And
we're gonna let people talk for maybe 5 minutes, and then we're gonna get off.
And
no,
that's
Latoya,
not even,
I ain't never met Martell a day in my life.
I can't
I
You love that man, honey.
I mean,
I don't have a fascination with him like that. I really do have a strong heart for men and fathers that are
walk up
passionate
into a
about
party
their
without
kids.
being invited.
I always say all my
And wonder why
positive
you mad.
childhood memories were with my father.
Okay.
So it means something to me. Like all the gushy stuff, the fun stuff.
It means something to
It
me
means
too.
something to me.
But I don't need for that to happen from a man that hurt my mom.
Well, things happen.
We can
with adults.
Joy,
It had nothing to do with the children. You're trying to
It has
relate that. I
everything
think
to do
that's
with the
dirty.
children.
We have hated their
mean?
entire lives, Joy. That
I think
does.
it's dirty.
Their lives have been disrupted.
Their
because
entire
of
lives
what
changed
Oh
because of
Lord,
him.
y'all bringing Sandy home.
You-
I'm
a little child.
No, I'm just saying.
Notice.
I'm saying it's gonna be. I'm saying that
Sandy.
because it's gonna be 3 against 1. That's why I was saying
against
it.
you, Joy. I understand, but I feel like it's both sides. And you just don't see male side in this at all. I see both sides, but you just don't see how she would feel at all. Like you don't even care about her feelings. And that's why I'm like, what? But go ahead.
And the birthday would have been so good with her dad. She didn't take all that away. She didn't take it away. Mel said, look, you got to leave. So he came in there knowing Mel didn't want him there. He came in there and an argument broke out because he's yelling loud like some kind of animal at the zoo somewhere. And you think his kids weren't affected by that? No, I must be right.
The sad part is, when this takes me back to my sister was turning her 8th birthday party, and my parents just were like Martell, and only my mother was the instigator. Well, it turned out to be a disaster.
You said your mom was the instigator?
Yes. Okay. But my father never knew how to sidestep her. He was filming the party, and then my mother started attacking him. And so it turned out to be devastating because he lost control, and he's actually, the old cameras with the bulbs on either end. And then he turned to burn her, and then my brother jumped on him and stabbed him in his neck. So I am an advocate of if the relationship is toxic and you can see he does not know how to control his temper, it can go left very easily.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
So, you want to always be guided by the fact this is a birthday party, and you do not want to leave that kind of impression or memory for a child on their birthday. If there was no reason why he could not have had his special time afterwards, he just wanted to interrupt Mel's. That's what it was all about, because he's still hurting that she doesn't want him, and he's turned himself upside down, inside out, and she can give less than a darn. So, I know this is unbelievable. These little kids are very small, but Mel is going to have a conversation with the children. This is reality. This is not good for them. They need peace.
Yeah.
So they're going to
They can't show the children on the show no more.
I know, but they're going to have it in pieces, okay? You're going to have to sit down and say, I know you want your father at this thing, but this cannot be. This is a hard lesson in life, but you must acknowledge the fact that this is not good for me. And if it's not good for me, it can't be any good for you. I know you would, in an ideal world, I know you would
Y'all
love.
see his mama there? Was his mother there?
No, she likes to try and follow the rules every now and again.
The other grandma, Martell's mother.
She likes to follow the rules.
Marlene. But she doesn't see anything wrong with him, because remember when he said that he was having to go to therapy?
Yes. Yep. She said, "What's wrong with you?" She's so sweet. I like her. But yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's bad.
I mean, really.
And Sammy, that brings up a very valid point. He has been doing certain things all his life, and probably, I don't know, but Mama don't see much of a problem with what he does. So he probably has done some things and don't even get reprimanded for it.
Of course not, because she thinks what he does.
And he also didn't have to do his homework.
Girl, be quiet. That's why he can't pass the test. Kelly, is that Niecy? Is that what she said? Auntie Niecy? We talked about that, and Callie tried to share it on TikTok, and they wouldn't let her. The Stormy thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
We could try to probably do it on Instagram, maybe, Kelly.
Oh. We could play it right now.
Oh,
yeah. Why not?
I don't know. It's got a lot of cussing. It went crazy.
Let's see.
Anyway.
Because they took
Anything
it down
else,
for
y'all?
abusive.
Okay, I don't have anything else either. I enjoyed I hate this. I'm gonna say this. I hate they showed that part. I hate they showed them acting like that on camera. Mel was like, no cameras, no cameras. And they still brought the cameras and they showed it. And I didn't like it. I feel like Carlos, them, or whoever the producers, they need to not show this. I know it happened. Yeah. I don't want to see it.
So let me ask you guys, why is Carlos and Martell, from what I'm hearing, why is he on an apology tour? What's going on with Martell and Carlos? Somebody said he's traveling to all these different interviews. It's an apology tour? What was?
I think Carlos is trying to change Martell's image.
How though? How's that going to change his image?
It's too late.
I don't know. You can always change.
Because how often does the producer go to interviews with their staff? What is up with that?
Okay, I don't know. But somebody said that they were on Watch What Happens Live and they talked about Mel. Did anybody watch it? I hadn't watched it.
No.
Okay.
Last night?
Yeah, they said when Kim was on there, they talked about Mel and Martell on Watch What Happens Live.
I watched it, but I don't remember that.
They didn't say
I remember. It might have been on the after show.
Okay, yeah, because I watched it.
Yeah, I watched it too.
I don't remember anything about Mel, so maybe I didn't see all of it or something. That dress Kenya had on was sharp though. Did y'all check
Really? I'm gonna watch it.
Oh, it's very cute.
All right. Anything else, ladies? I really hope that Love and Marriage Huntsville will give us some of the raunchy gangster stuff, but I do want to see, even though nobody talked about a lot of the scenes. Only scene they talked about was maybe Stormy's cousin being fired and then Mel and Martell birthday party. Like nothing else to me was talked
on
about.
The show. Right. Nothing else on the show.
And
then,
that was all it, right?
Yeah, nobody. Because then the Scots meet. They talked about other people being on other level. Like other stuff happened, but
I did want to say this. I forgot. Just remember, Marceau he's in one of these groups really, really heavy.
Oh, yeah.
And
Really?
and he had some time the other day.
Yeah, it was good.
And he was asking direct questions. He said that when they presented this to the table, they presented everything open.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, this was something they thought of on scratch, but they hadn't done anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't that they weren't prepared, they were open. At the time, he was saying that he was thinking that they weren't even thinking about sponsors. They were just going to pay out of pocket. And then people said, why you are getting sponsors or something. He said, people get sponsors for non-for-profit stuff. So he had mentioned an event that they had that running for Destiny. That is non-for-profit. That's what you get sponsors for.
Mhm.
So when a company decides to do that, because this was going to be Scope doing it, then Scope would have to come out of pocket. They don't get sponsors.
Why not?
He usually I'm just telling you what he said. He said when Google is putting on something and they're putting on an event, they don't get sponsors.
Go ain't on Google's.
I'm just saying he just threw out
I've seen like a business. It's like we have, I guess, State Farm. We have a State Farm business and where I work, and they have stuff all the time. And they have sponsors, like people sponsor like their bounty. They give them money, like all this stuff. So I don't think
I think this was going to be charity for them. He said when he went into this, they weren't even thinking about a way to make money. They wanted to give a give back. That 100% give back.
But they need to do that under a 501c3, not for profit.
Yeah, I
just want to let you know.
But it could be a situation where they need a big tax write-off.
Mm-hmm.
You just never know. Again, they were talking about a free event. They could have gotten a small community center or a community center type thing. The cost doesn't have to be extravagant.
But what they showed in that post was not a small community center. It was a big. They even showed how much it costs. If you're talking about the one I saw where he had everybody's pictures and then he had the building and how much it cost, that was a very expensive place.
Yeah, and he said that when the cameras only showed their picture and then he posted what he actually gave them, what he actually presented. He provided slides where he had everybody's picture up there and a bio. So it wasn't just him and Tisha.
Mm-hmm.
The show does.
I don't know why they did that.
Yeah, for dramatic.
But Kimmy even said it. Kimmy act like she didn't see him either, right? She was like, "So you and Tia are the only two on the thing."
Well, that could
maybe
have been
she
the first one. Yeah, it's possible that like I said, you just never know. But because he said he had everybody's, and he posted it, by the way.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, you sent me. You maybe join that group. I don't know what group it is.
Right. Because they give a lot of information. And but he was answering good questions though, because he said they weren't even thinking on that level. They was just thinking they was gonna put something together and because they didn't want to charge anybody. But if we talk about sponsors and all this is on a whole nother level. It's basically what he was saying. He said they weren't even thinking about this. And I kind of I respect that. You know, you a hit TV show in Huntsville and y'all got all these businesses. Why wouldn't they do it for free?
You don't want to spend your coins. That's how rich people stay rich. Rich people don't ever spend their coins.
I guess what I'm saying is this is also a great way for them to be able to advertise their stuff. Like,
but they still can.
I know, but I guess I'm just thinking. I don't know.
I
thought this was kind of a thank you to Huntsville.
And you're gonna take all the money out of your pocket?
He said business wise, I guess.
And I can't see how they would all go along with that.
Paid. Y'all act like we still ain't watching those.
Y'all. Rich people stay
I'm
rich.
I'm gonna need y'all to cut my check. Okay.
Rich people stay rich by using other people's money. I don't think they should use money.
Did we talk about Summer House at all? I really
no. I need to watch it. I can't.
It's actually a really good show.
My dog is knocked out. I don't know
kind of what I'm hoping Housewives of New York is.
Okay.
Because it is something about the 30s, successful 30s, 40-year-olds living in a house, and they're all Black. All the men, I think, are in fraternities. They're either alphas or kappas. They must have all pledged at a PWI.
When does it come on?
I don't know where they went to school. I'm saying they must have, because there are 2 alphas. This is stereotypical, but it is going to be interesting to see, and I'm glad that they're showing this. There's a gay guy and a straight guy, because he's married, that are like best friends, and they're fraternity brothers. And I don't think I have ever seen a friendship of a black man and a gay Black man on television.
Oh, well, I know.
Yeah, I mean,
I know a few gay alphas. I'm not saying that's what they do, but
no, I'm saying, have not ever seen that on television, though?
I think so, because Queer Eye for the Straight Guy was not all queer, right?
Yeah,
I never watched it.
They were all gay.
I thought one of them was not.
Okay. He had a baby by a woman, but he was gay.
Okay.
When does this show come on?
I don't know.
It comes on right after Atlanta.
Okay, so I'm gonna watch.
So Sundays.
Yeah, right after. And if you got Peacock, I bet you can go watch it on Peacock. But these are like, I think they're in their late 20s, early 30s, and something else. Most of the women there are associated with the Playboy man. They worked for the Playboy Club.
Are you serious?
Yeah, when they're talking, pay attention to what they're saying. The club is the Playboy Club.
Oh my God.
Are we talking about the girls on the Vineyard thing?
Yes, and one of them was the last. Huh?
They play girls?
Yes, that's what they were. They were playgirls. And one of them was the last, what do you call it? What was the girl called that pulls naked in the Playboy book?
Oh, the centerfold or whatever?
Yeah, or the bunny, what they call
Playboy.
Yeah. Okay. She was the last one, she said. Because this is a nice looking group of Black people.
So they had Black people in Playboy?
I said same thing.
Yes, they did.
I said same thing. But yeah, they watch it. All of the girls, they're talking about the club. I said,
who's being paid $100,000? Antoinette, help me.
I heard them say something about $100,000. He said he had $100,000 sponsor? That's what I thought.
So that's why Kimmy was questioning, like, if you
is
have
that all yours, or
is it all yours, or are we getting paid too? I think they just need to lay it out better. And
I don't
hope
think they know how to lay it out.
Them going through the process of everybody giving their expertise, because that's all they need to do. They would be very successful. If
I hope it would be in the midst of a lot of drama. I really hope they can come together and really pull that off, because it would be meaningful to see them successfully finish something to the fans.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, somebody said they are going to have it and everybody's going to be there.
Okay, good.
I'm waiting
That's
to
what
see
and everybody participate. It would just be nice to see that happen, no matter what, even if some mess happened in between, because these are like nobody on this show was given money to start a business. They all come from humble beginnings, and we should be, if that's what you want to do, it should be some kind of inspiration in this show.
But I can see where the Chamber of Commerce wouldn't want to be a sponsor, that like other little Black businesses wouldn't want to at least pitch in for a booth or something, just to be seen. So I think that's all they're saying. I don't think they think they're going to get like Microsoft or Google, but they can make this a Huntsville.
I mean, they possibly could. They got Toyota there. Huntsville, one thing they ain't lying about is that Huntsville is a growing city. That like like you can't probably go, they probably fill up their tires every so often from nails, because they always building. And I mean, for real, like I was tripping off Nashville. Some of these cities,
girl, y'all gotta see Nashville.
Crazy how
I don't drive there no more.
I know Nashville. When you drive through it, They downtown. It don't even look like it. 10 years ago, you wouldn't even be able to recognize it.
Wow.
And that's how
I won't go.
Huntsville is. Huntsville is growing.
Wow.
But
Like,
Nashville is not
daughter
a
was-
positive change, T.
It is, but I just don't like to be around all those people and the one-way streets and the traffic and all the construction and it's just what they say triggers my anxiety.
Yeah, and they have all of these luxury apartments.
They do.
You see building like crazy in Nashville.
It's like a lot of mixed use where the businesses are down
really
and the houses are upstairs. So people like work downstairs and like their offices, and then they go upstairs. And
wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I got some nice. I mean, it don't even look the same. Every time I drive through it, I say they built something else.
And then they have like schools in neighborhoods, like a school.
But that's how
you have a restaurant. Like you don't even have to leave your neighborhoods anymore. Everything is like in your little pocket. So people.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, they have. We're building. St. Louis is building some, but they're not as tall as I've seen in Nashville. I've seen some tall ones like that in Atlanta. Because what used to be like Midtown, is that Midtown? They had all of them right close to downtown, I think is what it's
in
called.
Atlanta and Georgia.
Yeah. They're real tall. They have some really nice, and they used to be cheap. Like all during COVID, you could get in there really cheap. Them apartments, like a 1-bedroom, might be $1,500 now.
I showed you the one in Nashville that was $12,000 a month.
Yeah, my cousin told me that that's normal because my daughter, her rent, I think is ridiculous. She pays almost $500 more than I pay for my
mortgage. I don't get it.
Wow, I can't believe she would spend that kind of money.
Yeah, it's crazy to me. How?
We're gonna peace out. We're gonna still talk, but we peacing out.
All right.
Oh no, let's not peace out yet. Joe, are we going to try to do the Martha show if we like it this week? I'm free.
Yeah, we can do it this. We can do. No, we ain't got to do it this week. We can add it. We could do, because look, we ain't really got to talk about anything. When you watch the episode, you really just kind of introducing the people.
Okay.
That was the only conversation. There was a good conversation the black guy had on there. I would like to talk about the first episode, which he doesn't like the term black excellence.
Oh,
because he said it's based off of a white standard.
Yeah, because we are already excellent. Why it's got to be pinpointed that you're black excellence?
And they kept saying black excellence, and I kind of get it. I don't think that is always based off. I guess it is. Success is based off of a Eurocentric.
It is.
I just don't like to hear that when it's said about Huntsville. This is on the last show that Carlos, the 100 episode special he did, and one of the ladies on there said, "This is black excellence at its finest," and I thought, "This is its finest."
Not today.
Y'all wrong.
Not today, Satan. Not today.
I'm like, no.
All right, y'all. We getting off here. We'll see y'all Monday.
Okay. All right. Bye.
All right.